Good morning. Today is Saturday, January 22nd. I am always at the right place at the right time doing just the right thing. There is no wrong in my life. That is today's message. I think that's a great message to kick off this weekend. So today's reading is Cleopatra's needle spread. And it is said that in the Egyptian Book of the Dead, it explains the complex Egyptian concept of a human soul's life after death. So grave robbing was considered a horrible crime in ancient Egypt. To do so robbed the departed's chance to live in the afterlife. So this Cleopatra's needle spread uses Egyptian concepts of the afterlife to inform its questions. So let's get started. And as I've been doing over this week, called to do so because at the beginning of the week, the spread was a Kundalini spread that talked about how to invoke the dormant serpent of energy that lies at the spine, at the base of our spine, and it goes all the way up to our crown chakra, our head, and how when you have all of your chakras in alignment, that energy can flow freely and it invokes a really mystical experience. And I had a lot of trouble recording and posting that reading. So I will at some point stop telling the story, but it was this week, and what ended up happening was that I recorded about 5 readings for that spread, 5 different readings, and I finally uploaded the one that was meant to be uploaded. But the bigger message I got, the takeaway after that, was to keep these Organite chakra spheres created by Michelle at Wing and Bell to serve as an additional portal of energy and of clarity for the messages we receive through the tarot and the readings. So let's get started. Our first card is physicality. What is the state of my health? Ace of Pentacles, and I'm going to lay them out. There's actually 7 cards in this spread, and we have 7 chakras. So physicality, really, the earth, grounding. We have a pentacle, which is earth energy. So what is the state of my health? You are renewed. There is a renewal in the physical, in the tangible, that is offering you a new, so your health, what if there was an issue, if you're going through something, there is a renewal. And I am getting a couple of messages. If there has been a financial issue around that has been blocking the ability to have access to the healthcare that you need, there is an offer coming in that will allow you to take care financially of the health situation that you are dealing with. And for others, this is just a reminder, your energy around your root chakra is grounded, it's renewed. You have taken the time and the effort to nourish your roots, to water them, to center them, to ground them, and now the earth is offering back to you this hand, this pentacle, this tangible resource. So your physicality, the state of your health, is you're in a renewed state. And I'm getting the message that the renewal comes from, there have been stresses around money, around your financial health, and so now having that cleared makes for your physical self, your body, your health, feel renewed as well. That stress has been lifted. You have a new view on life, on things, and your health is benefiting from that de-stressed situation, from moving on past that with this Ace of Pentacles. The next is your consciousness, your heart. I think I'm going to place it where, no, I'll go in order. It's still going to be the sacral here. So this is your consciousness, your heart. What is my intention today? King of Wands, which is interesting. So that's very sacral energy. King of Wands, as what is your intention today in your consciousness, in your heart? Your intention is to be in charge and lead through your creativity, your innovation, your passion, your desire. So you are definitely leading from a place of really pure intention that is coming from this really fiery energy. There might be a little bit of impulsivity in there, but the overall energy is that this king, he is, he's seated at his throne. He has his wand is flourishing. He's in orange. He's got the yellows. It's very passionate and creative energy. So where your intention is for today, you are leading, you have a lot of ideas, a lot of innovation, a lot of leadership qualities. And so today you're leading with that intention. Maybe today's the day that you put, you're feeling renewed in your physical health, which has cleared your ability. Then you're so well rooted. And so you have this new lease on life that's coming from an ease in your financial situation, and that tangible has really helped your health out. And if there is a struggle in health, this financial offering will also subside that, which in turn gives you this new lease on life. And so then the intention, your consciousness is, what do I desire to do? If before you were being held back by the have to's and I need to fit in a particular mold, this energy of the King of Wands is the other end of that. This is saying, I'm not going to follow a linear path. I've always wanted to do XYZ. And that is the intention that you're going to lead with today. That's coming straight from your consciousness, from your heart, well, and from this sacral energy that really feeds, in our lower, our lower chakras. That this is like the belly, the digestive system. This is like the spleen, like that center that has all that fire and creativity. It's not necessarily needed for life, but it is that extra something that gives our life that spice and that difference and that energy of, when we desire something, when we really truly want something, that comes from that part of our consciousness. And the King of Wands is like the ruler of that energy, really. And so this intention is that is leading you to decide your day. It's pretty rad. Vital force leaving the body. What makes me feel alive? Look at this yellow. We have the Nine of Pentacles. So what makes you feel alive is this independence, this freedom of being able to have everything that you need financially. So a financial stability that then manifests itself in a confidence in how you carry yourself, how you see yourself in the world, because you are stable. You financially, your career's doing the things that you wanted it to do. You standing in your power, in your light. The solar plexus are that bright yellow, that sun, that fire in the belly, that also is really tied to our digestive system. So again, to the health card, this is really like you have this, you not only feed yourself, right? This is earth energy. So it's not just you in the physicality, right? But how do you feed yourself literally, right? Not just your soul, but how do you maintain your health, your body? And so this is the energy here, is that you have, this is very clear. You eat well. Maybe you make sure that you're drinking filtered water, or you are eating organic. Maybe you started something new, and maybe you're eating more fruits and vegetables. You have a lot of this earth energy here, the trees. And so there's definitely, you're nourishing yourself from the inside out, and really, you've really upped your game when it comes to how you're taking care of yourself in all aspects. This is a glow up for sure. Maybe you just recently got a new haircut, or, you got some new clothes. With this, the state of your health being on the upswing because of financial stability. And maybe financial stability comes with career stability, with whatever it is, a huge weight has lifted off your shoulders where money is concerned. And that has opened up the way for you to now, lead that intention of the day through your passion, through your desire, through what you want to do, not in this have to, I need to do this. And what has develop then is this total glow up of who you are. And so you're standing tall and proud and, in the sun of, of who you are. And that's what makes you feel alive, is that you have earned this. Like, you have worked for this. You deserve it. You worked hard. You earned it. It wasn't just handed to you. What is now being handed is the renewal, because you put in the time and the work. It could be a spiritual healing. Not this is physical, right? This was the health, but our mental health, our physical health, our emotional health, while some may be more tangible than others, they all affect how our system works, how energy flows through our bodies, which are predominantly energy, right? And that water, that flow of emotion that keeps us going. And so whatever was holding you back before has lifted, and what has manifested is this renewal in your confidence in yourself. It's really powerful. So then what is the shadow? What lurks in your darkness? Let's see maybe some of this, of what you're coming out of. Let's see. Okay. This 10 of Pentacles. So the 10 of Pentacles is like the ultimate card of, of stability, right? Of like the happy family that has everything, like it really is grounded and rooted to the tangible. Great home, great career, great family. It's a great card. It's very logical and pragmatic, and that's how it got here, and it has everything it needs. So what was lurking in the darkness was achieving this had an impact of shadow, darkness in your life, because it to the detriment of your health. And so maybe you were working too much and not getting the recognition, or not having the time to then really see, what do you want to do? So, I'm getting this message of like, of you having a really great career, professional life, whether it's business, like you have an MBA, or you're a lawyer, a big job that maybe even dealt in money, or if not, just had a really big paycheck attached to it. And you got to a moment in the very recent past where you looked around and you were like, I have everything, but my health isn't great. Like, I'm starting to feel it in my mental, emotional, physical health, and I don't like that. But you realize, like, hey, you know what? I have some investments I've saved. Like, I've worked hard for what I have. How much is enough? And you realize that you have enough to live, right? Everything that you need is taken care of. And so you stepped out of this shackle of needing to work for more and more and more material, and you learned to appreciate everything you've done to accumulate what you have. And in return, that gratitude, it's interesting because this is in the heart space, that fullness, that of being able to step back and say, whoa, you know what? I have everything that I need. And anything more is extra, and that's great. But at what cost? And so you stopped, and in reassessing your life's goals, or your life's purpose, what first thing that got renewed was this root energy recentered, really took hold, and a new offering is coming through. And that is this, hey, I've done all of this and I have all of this stability, but what do I want? What do I desire? Like, do I really want to go to school for this? I don't know. That's not what I started. Maybe you're in business, but you realize you really want to run a nonprofit, and now you have the money for that. How do you give back? And that's this energy. And in the outcome of this thus far has been this great glow up. You feel good about yourself. Your health is renewed. You're doing your passion. And that shadow that was lurking of needing to do more and more has now shown itself. And then it led the way when you were able to clear that shadow energy and not be burdened by the grind, and instead seeing, whoa, I have a 10 of Pentacles. I am a 10 of Pentacles. I have all of this. It was able to, you cleared it, and you were able to now continue on this path. That's amazing. Let's see. What am I here to do? Got the Lover's card. You know, you're here to have great love, you know, to be vulnerable, to be in your emotions, to feel everything, right? Not just this pragmatic view on life and a linear way of checking off to do things, that whole I need to, go to school, I need to get a degree, I need to get a job, I need to find a husband, like I need to find a spouse or a partner, I need to have kids. Like all of that checklist had you really burdened. It was more of a shadow energy than a consciousness of intention of what you wanted to do, right? It was less feeling alive and feeling great on your, standing in your own light, and definitely more of a checking off. So what you were brought here to do was to, this couple here is, they're naked, they're standing before each other, and it's intimate. There is nothing between them. Everything's out in the open. There's a vulnerability. There's a lot of emotion here, a lot of love. And it doesn't need to be a romantic partnership. This could be you looking at that shadow self and the light self of yourself. How do you view that? This could be, how your family, your friends, like how can you strip down to your soul of who you are to be able to embrace this, to embrace and acknowledge what you've always wanted to do. What if you always wanted to be a dancer or a museum curator, but it wasn't the practical thing or the practical degree to get in school. And so you've done the thing, but it's been in the shadow and you haven't, and again, I go back to this root chakra, which was the physicality and the state of your health was affected by it. And now you're rewriting your story, and you're doing so from a very appreciative position because you're financially stable. So that part of your journey is not one that you are having to struggle through. Now, it does not mean that you don't have more dreams for financial, maybe you don't have a home, but maybe you're paying off some student loans, or you just bought a home, or you just bought a car, or like things that you have, you may still be paying off, but that's not a burden because you have the career, you have the job position that's going to take care of all of those things. You also have the intention to live through a space of your heart and your consciousness and do what you want to do. And that in and of itself really guarantees that you will make money off of it by all this pinnacle energy. So you've had those positions, so you have stability and you have almost like a safety net. You're not struggling for things, but you may have some debt. There's still, some other things you want, but now you're not tethered to that grind of whether it was a 9 to 5 or, working for somebody, and you're branching out to doing what you desire, what you would like to do. And it's moving quickly, right? It's coming in, earth energy, it takes its time. We don't just plant a seed and it doesn't, take root immediately. It takes a, dedication and vigilance to grow something when you plant it. But you have that. It's already been offered in the state of your health, and that renewal offers all, this globe, all of this perspective for you to really look back and see that you can go out and chase a bigger dream, or at least a dream that you hadn't thought was possible. And so that is what you're here to do. And it's all about the love. This is coming through your throat chakra. So it's really like, how do you communicate this language now? How do you're free now to express your vulnerability, your wants and your desires, to step into that fully and embrace it, and you're safe to do so. What lives forever? Page of Pentacles. So much earth energy here, right? So much material. This is very much in the present of what you're doing, which is interesting because this is a Cleopatra's needle spread, and it talks about that connection to the human's soul. And so this is very much in this moment, in the present, in what we can touch and feel. And so what lives forever is, the page is a that young soul within all of us. It's a young energy, a new energy is discovering something, so if this is, if you're getting this offer, and over here you're like the 10, the completion, the happy, fulfilled family that has everything, they've, ever wanted materially, resourced, and they're holding on to it because it is rooted, it's grounded, the roots are supple and fresh and renewed. You are this Nine of Pentacles, this vision in the light of who you are. This page is a reminder of, and again, really, let's just pause for 1 second and see how this works sequentially. So we have 9, 10, and then it would be the Page of Pentacles. Aces would be, further before, but again, it's the root, it's the base. So in here you go 9, 10, and then here we have the page. It's reminding you that at the core of what we're talking about here, and when you think about this, the vulnerability in this Lover's card, the page is, what lives forever is that inner child, that spirit, that spark that the King of Wands is now bringing through with intention. So what lives on forever within all of us is that ability to tap into our childlike, essence, that inner child, void of any personal traumas that we may have experienced. We all, for the most part, have a moment, we may not even remember it because we have been so conditioned through our experiences, through our earthly experiences that have caused, that have sort of planted themselves in our memory. But if we could clear our chakras and our energy to get into that childhood moment, we had moments where we were, where you were free to dream that you were going to, I keep getting this dancer image, like be a dancer, be an artist, a musician, a painter, it could be a cook. Like, what's creative? That's the energy I'm getting from this King of Wands. But he's assertive, right? He has intention, not just drive. He has the ideas and the innovation, but he also has the leadership quality to take off and do them and go for it. And so this Page of Pentacles is telling us that what lives on forever in you is this ability to tap back into, this is third eye. So how do you tap back? How do you tap into your truth and see what lives on forever inside of you? And, inside is this, that childlike, that innocence, that fearless quality. And here it's that pentacle. So it's still in the tangible, it's still in the earthly grounded sense. It's not this fiery passion. It is rooted. It has a vision that is, coming off of this really stable household and family, but it's still a childlike quality. So what lives on forever in us is that ability to think up innovative ideas that can produce money, that can give you everything you need, that can, lead to a larger, enterprise that will give you all of this, financial reward. So what lives forever is the ability to tap into that part of our psyche that has those great ideas that are going to result in financial abundance and material abundance. You have that. So that never needs to be a worry. And I think it continually speaks back to this shadow work of not knowing this, not knowing that what lives inside of you is an endless fountain of ideas that will be financially rewarded. And now that you're living through intention, this consciousness of following your dreams, there is no stopping you in this Nine of Pentacles, glow up moment. And the shadow was just thinking that it could be taken away and that you had to just work towards building this and not enjoying it, not being vulnerable and letting your emotions show, not sharing your life with, this is family. This could be the family you were born into, maybe not the family that you go and make for yourself, or just friendships, so it's really beautiful to see that what lives forever is this, this transfigured spirit that says inside of you that you know your truth, and you have plenty of ideas that can result in financial reward, so you don't have to be tethered to something that can be to the detriment of your physical health, and instead you can go into your consciousness and your heart and do what moves you. What is at the soul? Who am I? The Judgment card. So Archangel Gabriel, just in case that is an archangel you work with, is present in the Judgment card. So who you are. Let's just run through these again before we get to the end. So physicality, this new offering of new ways of making money that release you from a burden of not knowing where the next coin was coming from, and it was affecting your physical health, the state of your health that has been cleared. You're grounded. You have this renewal, this new offer. Consciousness, heart. What is your intention today? You are now leading from a place of passion and desire and of wants versus what I think I have to do. Here, what is that vital force leaving the body? What makes me feel alive? The sun standing in your power and seeing everything that you've accomplished, and how you radiate that because you are confident in your ability to take care of yourself financially, but also in creating and in being grounded, right? That is that vital force. Now the shadow was this, what lurks in the darkness, a fear of losing that financial stability, that foundation of having your basic needs covered, and so needing to do the job that makes sense, that is part of a norm, and not following your heart. But that has shifted with this renewal, right? And then you have this, what am I? The name, naming. What am I here to do? How do we name that? The lovers, you're here to communicate freely what your desires are, being vulnerable, being able to speak all of the feelings and the emotions that come with life, where you can't just plan it out and have all these checks and balances and everything always making sense. Sometimes they don't, right? And that's what happened here. And then you shifted courses to go into this really exciting energy, and that is what you are here to do, right? The name, and that is straight through communication. So this transfigured spirit, what lives forever, again, the ability to know that within you lies that infinite well of ideas that will produce a financial reward. So this does not, clearing our chakras and having our energy in alignment can only produce the result that you wish for, that you want, that you desire. And in our world today, that does translate to financial stability. And we, here your truth, your third eyes, you have an infinite well of ideas. You just need to pick one when you want, and then you make that intention as you're doing today through this King of Wands energy, and what lives on forever is you will never run out of financial ideas that offer you reward and stability in that way. So the conclusion, that soul of who you are, it's this Judgment card. How are you in gratitude, in appreciation at the journey? So the Judgment card is looking back to your personal journey of how you're here today. Like, how are you showing up today? And as you're seeing this reading in front of you, how you look back at all of your experiences with gratitude for the experience, and that experience has led you here to a higher knowledge of yourself and a higher knowing of how to continue to live to your greatest purpose. And that is more than visible here. And judgment through the crown is reminding us how we connect when we open our crown chakra to let spirit and source come through with their guidance and their divine intervention and their messages. It's that reminder to continually, to be in gratitude every day for all of it. Even that shadow, it wasn't a bad shadow. It got you to work, but a little too hard, a little too much. We all need that balance. So you're going to have the up and down, the ebb and flow. But if you can clear that energy, this is a beautiful spread. And ending it here with Archangel Gabriel. And the crown is definitely a reminder to when you can look back at your soul and look at who you are, you can see the journey and see the ups and downs, the shadow, the heart, the physicality, the toll that it took at times, what was the truth, what was it that's going to live on your legacy, right? How is it that, what are you here, to do, and all of that coming together, we need to pause and take time to evaluate and see where we are today. How are we coming to this reading today? And where can we, even in the spaces that aren't maybe aligning, or maybe you're listening to this and it's where you hope to be, but you don't feel that you're there. This is a reminder that you are. And so you just need to take that pause, be grateful for the journey, not always the outcome, because at the end of the day, source is here to just provide. And so we just need to be open to receiving that. And that is, I'm going to end it right there. I don't have anything else to add. I actually had another deck ready in case I needed to clarify. I haven't done that, and some folks have asked me why I don't clarify, and I just haven't felt conflicting messages or messages where I need to clarify. And this one really was very clear. So this was Cleopatra's Needle Spread. Today is Saturday, January 22nd. We are entering the last week of, the last few weeks, right? We're at the 22nd. So we're in the last sort of home stretch of January. I'm super excited to continue doing these daily readings. I'll see you tomorrow.